can now move to the services where we are going to have savings, loans, financial literacy, and etc. So therefore now we can work on the service types, and back to our entity, we do have a service type here. So now with the service type, we are going to have the ID, the name, then the description, but now I realize that we don't need the image, so we can remove this. And also regarding the service types, we can only stick to the name. So now we can move to the service type. And regarding the service type, we do have the name, the description, and the image. But I also think it's better we keep track of the route that can be used for redirecting to the particular service type page. So can have this updated to route as well. Then it will not be now, and it's an independent entity, so it's not related with any other table. So I'm going to ensure that we also have this. So PHP artisan make model. This is going to be the service type. So within the service type, we are going to ensure that we update the details for that table. So I'll copy this up and then make use of it here. So each service type is going to have a name, and of course the name must be unique. That means that this should be updated to for uniformity, and each service type is going to have a description, and each service type is going to have an image and then the route. So description, we need the image, and we also need the route. So I think that is it. So once that is done, we can migrate. So once it has been migrated, you move back to the database and you check up for this table name. So service types, the name, the description, the image, and the route, which is okay. So now we shall move back to the model. So service type. So the service type has a name, then it has a description, then it does have an image, and then the route. So I can now remove these other details. So once that is done, we can now first of all run a git status. I had actually forgotten about tracking this, but it's okay. So git add, so git commit -m worked on account type benefit and the service type. So once that is done, I'll push these changes to GitHub. And as the changes are being pushed, we can move back to adding bread for the service types. So we access the, first of all, I'll refresh once again. Then in terms of the service types, the table is here. So you click add bread. Then the model namespace is going to be model / the service type. Then the ID is going to be a number. Then the name is going to be a text. Then we shall have a description as a text area. But of course, there are also cases whereby you can work with rich text box, for example. So you can always check out different form fields that you can work with depending on what you want to achieve. Then the route is going to be text and it's required. So I think this is okay. So you click on submit. Once it's there, then we can browse it. But of course, it is already here on the menu. So we do not have any data. If I try to test this, so you can see that the description is a text area, but you can always make updates depending on what exactly you want. So for example, let's try to edit it up to maybe a rich text so that you can see how you can easily format the content before it's been submitted. So if I say rich text box, then I update. So if I browse, then click on add, you can see how it looks like when it is a rich text box feature or element. So with a rich text box, you can always do a lot of formatting, as you can see this, but depending on our structure, we are going to keep it precise and we do not want to work with that. But you can test it out. I do not have any issues with that. And you can also use it, but I'm sticking to the text area because sometimes you can work with a rich text box and it collects some other data. Anyway, so I'm switching it back to the text area. Then we test it out. So we shall have, for example, a service type like savings and a simple description. Now, the image should really be an image, not something like this. So I'll access the tools once again, then the grid and the service types. This is going to be edited furthermore because the image must have a type of image, not again text. And also if you do have fields for multiple images, then you can always select that as well. So this is going to take on savings, then maybe a description for savings. And then I can have the image added for purposes of testing, and then the route. Shall have the routes configured too, but for now, if I have something like savings, then I click on need the image, then I save. You can see that it is already updated. So I feel like this is okay, but we must clean the menu. So the service types are now going to be under general pages, but also service types can be nested on the home page, but also they can also be added on the navigation bar. So what you can do, we can just keep them added to the home page. So access the builder and then service types can be added to the home page for now. Within the home page, you can see that the service types have been added there. So what we can do, we can also edit the service type and ensure that we do have some icon for it as well. But now getting icons. So what we can do, we can make use of maybe the Voyager categories precisely and then have this pasted here, then update. And once that is done, you refresh. So you see that the service types is added there.